and it's just really sad. And I also work as a first responder as an EMT, and it just breaks my heart to see a fellow first responder unfortunately pass away in the line of duty like this.
It is a sad day as friends and family come together to remember Trooper Aaron Peleter, who was killed in the line of duty. Angelo Bavaro is joining us live with the funeral details.
This is horrible. It shouldn't have happened.
To hit the baby and then not even to think about to stop to make sure the baby's okay or something like that, just to keep going is wild.
The search continuing for the person accused of hitting and killing a little girl in Hartford. Now people in the neighborhood are calling for drivers to slow down and be alert.
I was there for 7 weeks and 2 days and treated like I was dirt.
A former Israeli hostage is speaking out about the horror she faced after being kidnapped. We'll also have the latest push for a ceasefire.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Today, people across Connecticut and beyond will pay their final respects to Trooper First Class Aaron Peleter. It is a sad morning. We are grateful you were here. The Fox 61 Morning News at 6. I'm Keith McGilvery.
And I'm Erica Arias. Funeral services will take place this morning in the capital city to remember the husband and father who was hit and killed while making a traffic stop on I-84 in Southington last week. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro is joining us live at Della Vecchia Funeral Home in Southington with more about today's service. Angelo, good morning.
Erica, Keith, good morning. And that funeral service is set for 11 o'clock this morning. That will take place over at the Xfinity Theater in Hartford. Now, everybody is invited to attend that service. It is open to the public, but just a heads up that if you do plan to attend, once that venue is full, nobody else will be allowed in. You'll have to watch the live stream. Now, before all that takes place, another service here, a procession, will take place to carry Trooper First Class Aaron Peleter from the funeral home here behind me to the capital city. So if you do plan to attend that funeral service or you live in this area, there are a few things to keep in mind. Take a look at your screen right here. There will also be a police-led procession following the funeral in Hartford for burial services, which are not open to the public. Drivers can expect delays during both of those processions before and after. All Southington schools, those are closed today, are actually dismissing 3 hours early, and CT Rail is providing free rides to all uniformed officers attending the funeral service. Now, yesterday, private wake services were held for family, friends, and members of law enforcement here. 34-year-old Trooper First Class Aaron Peleter was a Connecticut native and a dedicated husband to his wife Dominique and a father to his 2 sons, Troy and Zachary. More than 2,000 people were estimated to have turned out from all over the region to pay their respects yesterday.
Officer Aaron was a dedicated police officer, and it's our responsibility to pay homage to the deceased. That's why we thought of coming to the memorial and pay the respect to him.
And as we come back out live here to the scene, take a look. Trooper Peleter's cruiser has been on display here at the funeral home. People coming by paying their respects with a bunch of flowers, balloons, wreaths, t-shirts, and signs. Now, in lieu of flowers for the service, Peleter's family is asking for donations in the trooper's memory to the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. That organization provides mortgage-free homes to the families of fallen officers. Again, that funeral service set for 11 o'clock this morning at the Xfinity Theater in Hartford. We're live here in Southington this morning. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Angelo, thanks so much. And you can watch Trooper Peleter's services live here on Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus. Our coverage for that is going to be starting at 11 a.m. this morning.
Also want to make sure to have the Fox 61 app on your phone so you can get updates on road closures related to the funeral services and other important updates. There is a lot going on this morning. We will have you covered unlike anybody else, but we do want to get you caught up in the forecast. a lot of folks getting up to start their day.
Yeah, going to be a dry day. Last of the streak that we've had over the last few. Weather's been feeling pretty good. Now we're going to turn up the humidity, the juice, and eventually the rain. A little rain out there now. We'll talk about that in a second. A quick morning shower, and then more's coming, especially overnight tonight into tomorrow morning and throughout your Thursday. And the forecast remains unsettled past that. I mentioned a quick shower this morning. It's on the northern border, right over the airport. Go in with a live look, and you'll see from about, let's call it from Granby over by the Notch over to Summers on the northern border. We're seeing a couple pockets of moderate rainfall in there across the airport near Windsor Locks as well. Broaden the view. This is not part of anything bigger. This is just kind of the change, if you will, that will allow temperatures, that obviously will allow temperatures to soupen up, if you will, and then that rain to come in. Look at the numbers, 61 to 65, with a decent amount of cloud coverage across the board. Your dew points are starting to creep up there as well, getting as high as the lower 60s across the board. Dry-ish, but that warm air, that moist air is coming into play. So a little bit of patchy fog out there, not really getting much in the way of visibility issues out there. 64 degrees, 83 later on under mostly sunny skies. So warm, but now starting to get a little more humid too. We'll talk about that, have a look at the weekend too as well coming up. 6:05, let's go to the roads right now. Good morning, Rachel.
Hey, good morning, Matt. We've been following this issue over in Fairfield since 4:30 this morning. Tractor trailer down an embankment out by exit 21 and 22. The right lane is closed this morning. We did call state police. They let us know that there is damage to a pole and about 300 feet of the guardrail, but no reports of any injuries right now, which is good news. But expect to have that right lane closed as they work to clear that up and get that tractor trailer out from that embankment. So this is a live look outside out by exit 22 now. Delays stretching back to there because of that right lane that is closed this morning in Fairfield. So your drive times are impacted already here at 6:06 Bridgeport to Fairfield. Keith and Erica now a 23-minute drive.
Rachel, thanks for the update there. Meantime, at 6:06, police in Waterbury looking for the person who shot and killed a man early yesterday morning. The shooting happened in the first block of Washington Street. The victim, 30-year-old Roberto Baez, was taken to St. Mary's Hospital where he died. Investigators say it appears the shooting happened after a disturbance. This is the 6th homicide of the year in Waterbury.
Taking it to Hartford now, with the search for the person responsible for the deadly hit-and-run crash of a 1-year-old girl continues.
The car police believed was involved was found at a McDonald's in New Haven. According to police, Camila Ramirez Carcamo was hit right outside of a laundromat on New Britain Avenue just before 11 o'clock Monday night. Ramirez Camargo was at the laundromat with her parents when she suddenly darted out of the building right into the middle of the street. That's when she was hit by a driver who was accused of not stopping after hitting the toddler. The little girl was taken to the hospital, but she died from her injuries. People in the area say drivers regularly speed through that area.
I always tell my daughter, this traffic, it's too much. People drive through here without no consideration that there could be kids around here.
The Connecticut Department of Children and Families confirmed they're also investigating this tragedy. They're also offering trauma-informed support to the family. People in that neighborhood say that usually those laundromat doors are locked or at least closed at night, but for whatever reason, that door was open.
6:08 now, and the teen accused of hitting and killing Hartford Police Detective Robert Garton and injuring another officer due in court this morning. Police saying 18-year-old Richard Barrington sped away from a traffic stop last September as he was trying to get away from the officer. He ran a red light and crashed into the cruiser Garton and his partner were riding in. Barrington is charged with manslaughter and other offenses. He has pleaded not guilty. The man who admitted to attacking State Representative Miriam Khan outside a Muslim prayer service last summer will serve 5 years in prison. 30-year-old Andre Desmond will also spend nearly 16 years on special parole. That includes conditions of mandatory mental health evaluations and routine drug testing. The judge also ordered Desmond not to have contact with Khan or her children. She says overall she is pleased with the outcome.
I'm just glad for the individual to finally get some of the medical care that he needs and look forward to moving forward.
Desmond spoke at his sentencing hearing before learning his faith. The judge said he also took Desmond's condition into consideration as he made that sentencing decision. Connecticut's top public defender is out of a job. The decision to fire Tishun Bowden-Lewis was made public last night. She was the subject of misconduct allegations, including reports of unfounded racism allegations and mistreating employees. Bowden-Lewis insists the accusations were unfounded, saying she had been treated differently because of her race. The Public Defender Services Commission voted unanimously to remove her from that post. She did not comment on the vote, but her lawyer says she does plan to appeal the decision.
2 families will get a finished playhouse for kids from Habitat for Humanity and the Cigna Group today. Now, this here is video from past playhouses that the groups built and then donated. Volunteers from Cigna and Habitat for Humanity in North Central Connecticut will donate the finished product to the families at 3:30 this afternoon. That ceremony is happening at Cigna's offices on Cottage Road in Bloomfield.